Welcome back to another episode of Say What Needs to Be Said. I'm your host, Asante, Mr. Pick Six Samuel, two-time Super Bowl champion, Pro Bowler, All-Pro, record-breaking cornerback, and 50 interceptions in 10 seasons. And let me bring on my co-host, 2-3 Grease in the building.
Yo, what's up? What's
How
up?
we doing today? Monday Night Vibes, man. It's time to have a little fun, entertain, do what we do, inform, and all that good stuff, man. How was your weekend, brother? How was that weekend over there?
Man, I was in Cancun this weekend. So one of my homies, he coached at University of Pitt running backs. He got married. So I was out there enjoying that, having a good time, catching up. They get ready to jump back into the season. So I know he happy to get that out the way because it's been kind of stressful planning that and everything.
Yeah, man. Salute to the chat, man. Salute to everybody. Let me know where you're checking in from, man. Hey, we here to have a good time, man. Yeah. Weekend was pretty cool, man. Nothing major. A little laid back, man. Spending time with the fam. Cooling out. Cancun sounds pretty good, man. But tonight, man, we're going to get into the top cornerbacks in the NFL. Who do I think are the top cornerbacks? Of course, you know Mr. Pick Six myself. I always have a different perspective of how things play out in the NFL. Then we're going to talk about, see what Ryan Clark had to say. He had something to say, and you know I ain't letting nothing slide. I'm going head first. I'm always jumping in that fire. And then we got to talk about Teddy Bridgewater. Man, Teddy Bridgewater going through it. That's some sad mess to be going through, a sad situation. But there are rules and regulations, I guess, that you have to follow. But some of these rules and regulations don't make no sense, man. It don't make no sense. But let's get into it, man. Top 10 cornerbacks. First, man, you see, man, we create the attention here at Say What Needs to Be Said. Other people just be scared to put names on it, man. You know, Unc was forced to get Ocho Cinco to respond to what Chris had to say because I clapped back at Chris Carter for Ocho Cinco. And it gained a lot of attention. The way I talk crap, you know what I really want to say. The way I talk crap will always garner attention. So Shannon Sharp don't have to really worry about showing me attention. You know what I mean? But Shannon Sharp and his team wouldn't have seen what Chris Carter said if I didn't respond. Believe that. I'm telling you. They wouldn't have seen that. But I think Chad was polite in his response, how he usually was, man. What do you think about Chad's response, man? You think it was normal, Chad? Was it?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to see it. I was busy traveling back. I saw that it was like coming out, but I was like busy traveling back, so I didn't even get a chance to see it yet. But I already know Chad probably was keeping it humble. He ain't put it out there like you did, man. Saying what need to be said.
Right, exactly. Basically, man, he told him he loved him, man. He challenged him. Put on some cleats and let's see what you can do now. You want to talk about the past, Mr. Chris Carter. What's going on right now in your life, man? What are you doing now? Because Chad said he's winning right now and he still can route him up, cover him, so on and so forth. You know, Chad.
Yeah, that sound like Chad, man. That sound like Chad. Let's put the cleats on.
He's always going to turn everything into some fun, capping. You know, it ain't going to be serious, man. It ain't going to be serious, man. But let's jump into it, man. Top 10 cornerbacks.
I'm definitely excited to hear you, man. I need to see. I'm excited to hear this.
And I like that we doing this live, man. It's like the reaction of my top cornerbacks live and what I think about them. And the season is right around the corner, a couple of weeks. I mean, days away at this point, but everybody starts at a different time. But live reaction of the top cornerbacks coming right into the season, man. I like it. Get fired up, man. I think these cornerbacks. Hey, man, let's see what I got to say, man. But there are a few cornerbacks. There are a few cornerbacks from my last year's top 10 list that didn't make the list this year, right? It's not about the name, but about what have you done for me lately. All these cornerbacks are playing pretty consistent, and there's no big separation from one cornerback to another, right? Pro Football Focus ranks each position from the highest to the lowest grade, which I think is kind of biased. And it's cool and all, but like I said, it's biased, and PFF grades are based on catches allowed, but not really concerned about the production from the cornerback, right? And production should be the number one factor when determining Who are the top cornerbacks in the NFL? The interception is the number one play you can make on defense, production. And it doesn't make no sense to have the best grade, but not much production behind it, and be the number one ranked cornerback. That doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
Also, giving up a ton of big plays, significantly more than other cornerbacks, doesn't make you a top corner as well. I see people always like to say, what about how many passes you give up? Yes, you cannot be giving up passes, right? You know what I mean? So let's get into this list. Like I said, of course, we're going to start from number 10 from my top 25 list and all the way down to number 1. But check this out, man. Check this out. For my last year's list, after watching the season, I am really disappointed in myself for not sticking with my instincts and deciding not to put Big Play Slay on the list last season. I really messed up, man. I really messed up. My bad, Big Play Slay, right? The reason my decision was strictly because of age, which is stupid, right? That shouldn't have had anything to do with it. Darius Big Play Slay played his last 2 to 3 seasons at a very high level, just as well as any other cornerbacks, right? And if not better than some of the young top cornerbacks. But it is normal to, or for me or other people, to expect young cornerbacks to start to make their presence known and start to be a top dog in the NFL. So it wasn't far-fetched for me to give the young corners the benefit of the doubt. But I'm not going through that no more. I'm not going to be swayed by age or anything like that. So coming in at number 10, who you think coming in at number 10? You got to guess 2, 3,
Man,
3.
I feel like you just led up to it.
You know what
You
I mean?
apologize for messing up
At
last
number
year. So
10. Coming in at number 10, Darius Big Play Slay. Like I said, my bad, Big Play Slay, for not giving you your credit and your flowers last season. My bad, but we here now, man. We can't worry about the past. Darius Big Play Slay, Super Bowl champ. Darius Big Play Slay is probably one of the most consistent cornerbacks to ever play the game. I'm talking about in the history of the NFL. He's probably one of the most consistent cornerbacks. Big Play Slay shows up every week to put work in with no excuses. He is consistently getting his hands on the football. When I say consistent, he is consistently getting his hands on the football. You see this, read this list. Big Play Slay is ranked in the top 10 for passes defended all time, which is a testament of his consistency. Big Play Slay, like I said, is probably the most consistent cornerback in the history of the NFL. And that says a lot. Now, Big Play Slay is with the Steelers, and he has the opportunity to be a part of another good secondary. And he also has the chance to mentor and help Joey Porter Jr. develop and get more hands on the ball. What do you think? How do you feel?
Man, I'm agree with you. I'm a big Slay fan, and just by you saying that, going over there to Pittsburgh and be able to help out, a lot of people don't know behind the scenes how much he's a leader on teaching the younger guys and putting them under his wing and getting them adjusted to the game. Not even only on defense, but also on offense. I mean, you hear stories of how he even helped Devontae Smith become a better receiver. So he contributed a lot to the game, not just out there making big plays, but helping that team grow as a leader. So I mean, I definitely like that. That's one of the things right there. He getting older, but just like you said, he's been consistent. So that's definitely a great pick.
Very consistent, man. Get his hands on the ball, and to be top 10, top 7, I think he is all-time passes defended. Man, that says a lot. That is a tremendous effort to put out there on the field. And Big Play Slay, keep going, man. Play as long as you want. You still have the athletic ability, the speed, and everything else to continue playing, man. So we with you, brother. All right.
Definitely going to add to the list too this year. I'm going to add to that list.
Who we got? Chat, y'all help me come up with this list, man. Y'all try to figure out who is going to be in this top 10. And Dries, Who you thought? Who you thinking number 9? You got any guesses, or you don't want to guess? You just ready to go with the flow?
Who you got number 9? Yeah, I'm so curious of what you got to say and who you playing where. So like I really have no idea which way you gonna go. So I'm excited to see this. Who you got number 9?
All right, at number 9. At number 9, I have another Super Bowl champion. That should tell you who it is. Quinyon Mitchell. Quinyon Mitchell, man. Quinyon Mitchell came in as a rookie and made his presence known from a rookie. From a rookie, he challenged receivers at the line of scrimmage as a rookie and made it hard for receivers to get to work or get open, get off the line, whatever you want to call it, right? Quinyon has the size and speed needed to be a great cornerback, no doubt about that. I expect him to be more comfortable on the field this season, going into his sophomore season, right? He will raise his level of play just by being that more comfortable, and he will show why he is considered to be and will be one of the top young cornerbacks coming up in the NFL next season, right? Once he starts to turn some of those passes defended into interceptions, Quinyon Mitchell, man, will be 1, 2, or 3, one of the top cornerbacks in the NFL.
Jeez,
That's all they got to do, man.
That.
That's all they had to do, start getting his hands on the ball and turning some of those passes defended into interceptions. Quinyon Mitchell, man, I really like how he plays with leverage. He understands, where to position himself in the time of covering a receiver when the ball is about to be delivered. And I can see, understand. Of course, he has some things he has to tweak, as all cornerbacks do. But Quinyon Mitchell, man, let's look at his numbers, right? And we're using these numbers from Pro Football Reference, which is kind of, I don't know, misleading. I don't know, whatever. They come up with them however they use their system. But no interceptions, which we're going to work on, right? The passer rating allowed, 99th, right? Don't pay attention to that. Let's just pay attention to receptions allowed. 42 receptions allowed and 9 passes defended, or 9 PBUs, right, as a rookie. Pretty good. And average yards per reception allowed is 11.5. Now, when you look at this list, right, you have to compare. We're comparing this to everyone else in the NFL, all the other cornerbacks in the NFL. So shout out to Quinyon Mitchell, man. I hope he improved tremendously on this rookie season and start being that dog that he is, letting everybody see. How you feel about Quinyon Mitchell, man?
Man, I love him. And one of the things is you talk about he started getting his hands on the ball and turning into interceptions. You see that in the playoffs, because in the playoffs he had multiple interceptions to help seal games and put games away. So I feel like it's going to keep on growing more. You know what I mean? He found that really, I felt, especially in the playoffs, he looked way more confident. As you were saying, you more comfortable on the field, where it's like, when he was getting the ball, getting his hands on the ball, you could just see it. You could feel it, like the energy that he had. And I feel like it's going to carry over to the next season and just get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like you said, man, in the playoffs, man, when big time players step up in big time games, right? In the playoffs, man, he stepped up, started getting more comfortable with playing in the NFL and making those plays. And like you say, like I said, I expect that to carry over until next season. And hopefully he comes in. He's going to be the number 1 cornerback on the team. So all eyes is on him. Whatever he does, man, is going to be highlighted in a big way. So can't wait to see. And that's another thing. These two coming in at number 10 and number 9, that says a lot about the Philadelphia Eagles secondary. Man, these guys probably was the best duo in the NFL last season. I don't know who up there that probably could challenge me. Even though they both didn't have interceptions, they played some hell of a ball, man. Big Play Slay was very consistent, playing like a dog, being disruptive, not allowing catches, making pass breakups, and so on and so forth, along at the same time teaching and mentoring Quinyon Mitchell how to be a pro and things like that, man. So shout out to Big Play Slay, man. He is someone you would want as a teammate, man. Shout out to Big Play Slay. All right, man. All right, coming in number 8, chat. Who we got? Who should be on the list and who shouldn't be on the list? Coming in at number 8. Coming in at number 8, yes, man, another athletic technician at cornerback, Christian Gonzalez, a young prospect with a lot of abilities to be great. Yes, he definitely can be great. After, he dealt with some injuries that ended his rookie season, but Christian Gonzalez came back and put together a strong campaign in his sophomore season under, let's just say, under some unusual circumstances with the coaching situation. Now he has a good defensive minded coaching head coach, Mike Vrabel, who will help him develop and be the player he needs to be. Gonzalez allowed 46 receptions this past season, 46 receptions. Not bad coming off of an injury and playing, for an inexperienced head coach. Again, 46 receptions allowed, 7 PBUs. That yards per reception allowed, 10.8. Passer rating allowed, 70.5. Everything is pretty consistent with these cornerbacks. Not too many separating themselves from the other. But Christian Gonzalez, New England Patriots, pretty solid. How do you feel about Christian Gonzalez, man?
Man, that's another guy that I like, man. Our list is pretty similar. Christian Gonzalez was second team All Pro, so he definitely deserved to be up there, man. He out there balling coming off the injury, and now it's gonna be a full season after the injury. He's gonna be even more healthier this year going into here. So be out there making plays. I feel like his interception is gonna be up as well.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. I like what they're doing over there. Got Mike Vrabel there, man. Me and Mike Vrabel played alongside with each other. We had to communicate most of the time, playing in a 3-4 defense. He's the outside linebacker / defensive end. So we're in coverage together, whether it's cover 3, cover 2, man, whatever it is, man. We was communicating and so on and so forth. So on and so forth. All right. That was number 8. Coming in at number 7. Coming in at number 7. All right, let's get to this number 7. Trent McDuffie.
That's the first one I guessed in my head. I should have said it out loud.
Got to go with your instincts, right? Got to go with your instincts. Yeah, man. So coming in at number 7, we got Trent McDuffie. Probably has the most receptions allowed on this list, or I think he's tied with the most on this list, being at 51, which is okay. It's not that bad. What else does he have to go along with giving up 51 receptions? 5 passes defended. He averages 9.8 yards per reception allowed, and his passer rating is 87.4. It's okay. It's all right. But I always expect Trent McDuffie to continue to play consistent. He gets his hands on the ball. They leave him on the island, and he plays a lot of man-to-man, which a lot of cornerbacks do. But what's the defensive coordinator over there at Kansas City?
Spags.
Yeah, Spags. Spags is known for running man-to-man, so you're on the island when you're playing for Spags. When you're playing man-to-man and you're on the island, a lot of press, you don't have as much vision, and you're not able to accumulate as many interceptions. So we'll see how it go. Trent McDuffie, keep balling, keep chopping at the wood. And I think last season he didn't have any interceptions. If I don't quote me on this, but I think this season
he had 2.
He had 2 last season?
Yep, he had 2 last season.
All right, so 2 last season and 2 this season. But all right, Trent McDuffie.
Oh, you talking about the previous season before last. I was talking about this one that just passed.
Oh, yeah, this season. He had 2 this season.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he had.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one either.
Right. So, all right, man. So Trent, playing for a great team, some good coaches. Continue to build, Trent. All right, number 6. Who we got at number 6? Shout out to the chat, man. Y'all keep checking in. We're going to get to the chat after this first segment, man. We'll get to the chat, and then we'll keep on rolling, man. We'll keep on rolling. How we doing? What we got at number 6? You got anything to say?
I got a guess. I got to guess this. I'm going to put, I guess, you got DJ Reed, number 6.
Ooh, DJ Reed at number 6. DJ Reed. Oh man.
And I was gonna say
at number 6.
I was gonna say him. I was gonna say him, but I thought like because he had a lot of interceptions, and I know you like getting interceptions, so I was like had a little bit higher on your list.
Right. But it's the thing. People take what I say and don't really understand it all the way, but that is part of it. Yes. Interception is, like I said, it's the number one play you can make on defense. So you have to hold the interception to the highest standard, right? And then you got coming in number 6, you got is Marlon Humphrey. Marlon Humphrey had a hell of a year, leading all the cornerbacks with 6 interceptions, right? His best season ever since he's been playing in the NFL. I think Marlon Humphrey was in the right place at the right time this past season to earn his career best 6 interceptions. That happens sometimes, not to take nothing away from him. But I would love to see him repeat this season again. Make the same plays, right? And not just be in the right place at the right time, meaning force those interceptions and force the ball to be a turnover and not just be in the right place at the right time. I know it sounds a little funny, but as a cornerback, me, the way I played, I go get the ball. I like to see corners go get the ball, be aggressive, intercept those perfect passes, right? All right, so we're looking at Marlon Humphrey. He allowed another player. He's tied with Trent McDuffie. He allowed 51 receptions. All passes defended, pretty good. 10 passes defended, average yards per catch, 10.2, and then the passer rating, 61.2. Man, can't really complain about his season. Like I say, had one of his best seasons ever, in the right place at the right time, making a lot of plays, and that's what it boils down to. Be productive. Get that number down and still be productive. Don't give up that 51 receptions. Get that number down a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then continue to get 5 or 6 interceptions. That's how you become the best. I don't know what other formula people could come up with, but that's how you become the best, man. That's how you become the best. How you feel about number 6 coming in, then Marlon Humphrey?
Yeah, that's a solid pick right there. I really thought you was gonna have a little bit higher because we talked about that, but he did have a double digits pass breakups as well too. So he deserved to be on that spot right there. That's a nice spot.
Right. Yeah, for sure. All right, man. So make sure y'all don't let me down. Y'all make my list. Y'all got to go out there and show out now. Y'all have to show out. All right. Coming in at number 5. Anything you got to say out loud? Anything you need to say?
I don't know. Is it we going DJ Reed here? Is he in the top?
Somebody
you got Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, they in the chat talking Jalen Johnson. Man, I'm sorry, man. I'm telling you, these lists, they're not easy as they used to be. When you look at all these cornerback stats and analysis and you break down everything, there isn't really much of a separation to say, okay, this cornerback is that much better than this guy. It's like you have to find little things to separate these cornerbacks. But anyways, coming in at number 5. Oh, man, I can see this list right here, man, is going to get wild, and people going to have a lot to say. Coming in at number 5, Denzel Ward. Yes, Denzel Ward. Last season, Denzel Ward started off on fire, registering 12 passes defended within the first 7 games. Then after the first 7 games, it was hard for Denzel to keep that consistent pace and same energy, getting a bunch of passes defended. But he did continue to get his hands on the ball, right? And his play started to backslide just a little bit, but he still plays solid, right? And he gave up a total of 30 38 receptions this season. 38 receptions this season, along with 17 passes defended. 17 passes defended is ranked number 1 in the NFL this season. That's big time. 17 passes defended. Anytime you're ranked number 1 in anything at your position, that's always a good thing. 16.7 yards per reception, which is not good compared to the other cornerbacks. And his passing rating, 88, 140th in the NFL. Anytime you're getting your hands on the ball, on the football, more than your competition, that's going to always say a lot. So Denzel Ward, and we know the team he was playing for, the things they had to go through. He had to fight and play for a team that basically threw the towel in. So you gotta have a lot of pride in yourself and a lot of dignity to go out there day in and day out and say, all right, I'm doing this for my family. You got to find some motivation somewhere. I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this for X, Y, and Z. But he started falling off, man. He started falling off. What you say, man? How you feel about Denzel Ward?
Denzel Ward, man, that's the perfect spot for him. Honestly, we got some of the few spots, and that was one of the ones we picked in the same exact spot. But Denzel Ward definitely he's been consistent as well too, playing on a team that sometimes they in the playoff race, but most of the time they're not. And for him to go out there and still perform and do what he got to do,
right?
That's what you want to see.
Yeah. What they say? Sauce fell down recently. No Sauce. Oh, man, no Sauce ain't there, man. Everybody talking about Sauce. Quinyon Mitchell, yeah. Leroy, no. All right, man. What we got next? Coming in at number 4. Anybody has a guess coming in at number 4? Who does Mr. Pick 6 see? Remember, all-pro, record-breaking cornerback, 50 interceptions in 10 seasons. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I understand leverage. I understand how to get the ball. So I know what's going on out here. What do y'all think? How do y'all feel about number 4? Who we got there? Who we got? Yeah. AJ Terrell. That's the first time I heard AJ Terrell come up. All right. Coming in at number 4, we have the Sauce Gardner, man, standing at 6'3" tall. Gardner thrives, man. Sauce Gardner thrives. Impress man coverage, man. And another consistent cornerback. He's always consistent. And many critics, including myself, would like to see him intercept a few more passes, which I think will happen soon, especially with the new head coach, right? Sauce is the top graded cornerback according to Pro Football Focus. And I think that shows his consistency on the football field, right? Like I said, being the top dog in anything at your position is always a wonderful thing. But expect Sauce to have a big year under the new head coach, Aaron Glenn. And I also, see Sauce fighting hard and making a bunch of plays because he is fighting for a new contract. And one thing he sees or is feeling that this organization doesn't believe in him. And he has to show them what he is capable of so he can get that money, that big money, the highest paid at his position type money, $150 million in 3 years type money, because New York will cut that check. You know what I mean? But I know Sauce Gardner think he should be ranked number 1 because he is the highest graded cornerback on PFF, but no one is separating themselves. Like I said, the top guys are all pretty consistent. All pretty consistent. If Sauce has a season with 4 more interceptions, I think he would take over the number 1 spot easy, especially being in the New York media. So Sauce, man, like your rookie season, continue to build off that, continue to grow, man, and, get the ball. Take one back to the house, showboat. That's gotta be what you gotta do.
Man, we need a prediction right now. You just say he need to get at least 4. Is he getting at least 4 this season?
Oh, man, it's hard to say,
over
man.
Under 4.
4 sounds pretty legit.
Okay. All right.
We can go with 4. 4 for Sauce Gardner. 4 interceptions this season coming up, 2025 for Sauce Gardner, career high. that would be wonderful for Sauce Gardner. I'm sure they would break him off. They would pay him, give him that $100 million easy if he ends up with 4 interceptions. But they probably will franchise tag him.
Yeah, they just gotta check the Jets.
Right. Let's check out Sauce Gardner's numbers, right? 25 receptions allowed. That's what everyone raves about with Sauce Gardner. He doesn't allow that many receptions, including his rookie season. He did a hell of a job not allowing that many receptions. Total passes, defended pass breakups, passes, PBUs, whatever they call it, 7. And yards per reception average 15. All right, that 15 and 16 is pretty high, but he only gave up 25 receptions, meaning that that means that those receptions probably were big plays, 20 yards or better. If you have an average of 15 and the passer rating allowed, 159 average. I mean, he's ranked 159, and that number is 79.3 passer rating. Like I say, man, Sauce Gardner, very consistent, man. Very consistent cornerback. He does what he's asked to do, play a lot of man coverage, press coverage, get up in these wide receivers' faces and disrupt them. And that's what he does, brother. So shout out to Sauce Gardner. I know you think he belongs in number 1. Please don't be mad at me, brother. My list is all about production. What have you done for me lately? You know? So shout out to Sauce Gardner. All right, we got number 3. Number 3 is going to surprise everybody. If you can guess my number 3 in the next 10 seconds, I will cash app you $10, baby. You got 10 seconds.
Where the guess is at?
Where the guess is at? 10. I'm looking at the chat as we speak. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Oh, man. CTB. Who is CTB? Oh, Certain. They say Certain coming in at number 3. No, man. No one won the $10 yet. Jair. That's a good guess, Jair. That's what. I bet I could sit here for 10 minutes. Now, somebody would guess because they'll familiarize themselves with the situation and they'll guess. But coming in at number 3, man, this guy right here doesn't get the respect he needs. Tariq Woolen, man. Right. Another athlete. I think he's 6'4", 6'5", long wingspan, tall, athletic, man. This man doesn't get enough credit, man. Tariq Woolen does not get enough credit. And he has been overlooked since he was the leader of interceptions for cornerbacks his rookie season. He's been getting overlooked. Tariq is one of the top players with ball skills. He's one of the top cornerbacks out there in the NFL with the best ball skills. He has the best ball skills in the NFL. Am I going too far saying that? Is that a stretch? Is any cornerback in the NFL challenge him with ball skills right now?
So then when he do get his hands on the ball, he taking it back. Right. He trying to take it back.
Right. And the difference and the reasons why his ball skills is so immaculate because he's a converted wide receiver and he plays cornerback. So automatically he's going to inherit good ball skills. So Tariq Woolen, man, he gets his hands on the ball and he will always be one of those cornerbacks that have 4, 5, 6, 3 interceptions because he has great ball skills. When you have great ball skills, that doesn't just mean you understand how to catch the ball. That means you know how to put yourself in the correct positions when it's time to intercept the ball. So, Tariq Woolen, 37 receptions allowed. Pretty good. Not so bad at all. 8 passes defended. That is ranked 16th out of the cornerbacks. 10.6 yards per receptions allowed. That is pretty low compared to his other comrades and other cornerbacks in the NFL. Passer rating, 83.7, 144th overall. Tariq Woolen, man, like I said, another cornerback that does not get enough credit that he deserves. He is he has the best ball skills out of all the cornerbacks, in my opinion, right now in the NFL, because he's a converted wide receiver, big, tall, long, everything you can ask for in a cornerback. I love Tyreek Woolen. And you know what the number one issue is, probably? Him playing on the West Coast. Being on the West Coast, trying to get some attention or get the media to get behind you and give you your credit and things like that, it's tough. That's why Richard Sherman, you see him out front talking loud, making noise, and that's how Richard Sherman got all that attention. So I guess that's what you got to do on the West Coast, playing for the Seattle Seahawks.
Man, that's the big surprise, man. I don't think nobody would ever guess that.
Nobody would guess Tyreek Woolen. I was vouching and fighting for Tyreek Woolen his rookie season when they gave Sauce Gardner Rookie of the Year. And Tyreek Woolen was leading, I think, the NFL or the cornerbacks, definitely the rookies, with 6 interceptions. I think he led the NFL cornerbacks in interceptions. And he got no love because his games wasn't national, he wasn't playing any nationally televised games and things like that. So, his visuals wasn't as big as the other players and things like that. So that's how it goes playing on the West Coast, man. So Tyreek Woolen is a top cornerback, and he will continue to keep balling. Who will be number 2? Coming in at number 2, who we got? Who y'all think? Coming in at number 2.
Stingley Jr.
Stingley Jr. Who y'all guessing?
All right, I know the top 2.
You think you know the top 2? You got that figured out?
I think so.
You have to know the top 2, right?
Yeah.
You have to know the top 2, right? There's no way possible that you couldn't know these last 2 players, especially if you a fan of Say What Needs to Be Said and you like to be entertained. Right? All right, coming in at number 2, man. Coming in at number 2. Y'all know I love this athlete right here. And arguably should be ranked number 1. Derek Stingley Jr. Man, Derek Stingley Jr. is such a gifted athlete with all the tools plus athletic ability needed to be a game-changing cornerback. Yes, he is a game-changing cornerback. The one flaw that he can improve on in his game is his technique and playing with the correct leverage. Sometimes he gets caught up in that no man's land territory, which you don't want to get caught up in, right? If he can improve, right? If Derek Stingley Jr. can improve that technique, I can see him doubling his numbers, right? And his production just by improving his technique and his leverage. Just like that. That's how important playing with good leverage and technique is, right? If he had 4 or 5 interceptions this season, he could have had 8 or 9 playing with better leverage and not missing out on those opportunities that the leverage isn't so good when you have an opportunity to go get the ball. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, this is a big statement right here. Derek Stingley Jr. probably will end up, if not, he will end up close to 50 interceptions in his career when he walks away from the game, right? That's a big statement. Derek Stingley Jr. has that capability. So don't be surprised if Derek Stingley Jr. ends up with 50 interceptions. I know it sounds crazy, but you couldn't have told me that I would have had 50 interceptions in my 5th year in the NFL, right? Because it just happens. You don't expect it to happen. It just happens. You continue to get your hands on the ball and over time, you accumulate interceptions and you end up with so many interceptions. And that's what I think is going to end up happening for Derek Stingley Jr. All right. Clap it up for Derek Stingley Jr. Coming in at number 2. They said Jalen Ramsey. Man, Jalen Ramsey. All right, we're going to give a little summary after this is up to address some things about these cornerbacks and so on and so forth. And then I'm going to light Ryan Clark butt up. Light him on fire. That dude there. All right, man. Coming in at number 1. We don't have to waste no time, right? It's no secret. It's nothing to be said. Coming in at number 1, you already know, Defensive Player of the Year, Patrick Surtain the second. The numbers are the numbers, which can be debated with Derek Stingley Jr., but I think Pat's 100-yard interception for a return for a touchdown solidified him as Defensive Player of the Year, along with a lot of other things. That game, he had 2 interceptions, right? The rest of the year is okay. I expect Surtain, man, to improve his resume this year and build on that Defensive Player of the Year performance. Once you get a taste of that greatness and things like that, your desire for more gets hungrier and hungrier, right? Patrick Surtain is the most sound technician at cornerback. He has great patience at the line of scrimmage, and he also plays with great leverage off the ball, right? He does both of those things very well. His size, man, if y'all haven't never seen Patrick Surtain in person, his size, he is very, very big for a cornerback. His size plays a big part in his success because he understands how to use his size to his advantage. And other big cornerbacks struggle to use their size to their advantage. But Patrick Surtain mastered it. You know, his patience at the line, getting his hands on receivers, being physical at the line of scrimmage. He's 6'2", almost 6'3", big, physical, and strong, and a track runner. So you ain't gonna outrun him most of the time. How we going? How you feel about this list coming in at number 1? Patrick Surtain, the second.
I feel like, man, just like you said, I feel like you could switch it up 1 and 2, but the defense player of the year, he gotta be number 1. He defended that crown right there, and he's gonna continue to produce. So we're gonna see, man. It's gonna be an interesting year. And that Broncos defense, man, he helped change that Broncos defense where it makes the Broncos defense scary. So,
Right. All right, here go the stats. 37 receptions allowed, 5 passes defended, PBUs, 8.6 yards per reception allowed. That's a really good number right there. 8.6 yards per reception allowed. All right, 61.1 passer rating. That's 189th overall. The numbers are the numbers. It is what it is. But, you know, in all actuality and reality, a lot of different, it's about 5 different cornerbacks should have or could have been on the list. Like you said, you got the DJ Reed, Jalen Ramsey, you got the Jalen Johnson, maybe Jair Alexander. There's so many cornerbacks that possibly could have been on this list, but you know, everybody can't make it, and it's hard, right? But I really wanted to put Travis Hunter on this list because I see him having 6 interceptions in his first season, 6+ interceptions, 5 interceptions.
Jeez.
Yes, man, Travis Hunter. He has that abilities great cornerback needs, man. He's very instinctive. He can read routes just as well as I can, and he is good in man coverage, right? And we all know his ball skills will be the best as soon as he come in the NFL. His ball skills are amazing, right? He will make Tyreek Hill ball skills look average, you know? And not only all of those things make him great, and a reason for him to end up with 6 interceptions is the division he plays in. He's playing against the Colts, who probably will end up starting Daniel Jones. Then you got the Tennessee Titans. They're starting with a rookie quarterback. They have to find a way. He has to learn what he's doing. And then you got the Texans with C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud's taking a step backwards. But, man, Travis Hunter gonna make a lot of plays, man, off these quarterbacks. I can see that easy. Yes. You don't think Travis Hunter can easily end up with 6 interceptions in his first season in a 17-game season?
I mean, yes. I feel like if he just played straight defense, definitely. But playing both sides, that's going to be kind of hard doing that. But 6 interceptions put him in the running for Defense Player of the Year. So you got him in the running for Defense Player of the Year. Well, Rookie Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah,
that's what that means.
But yeah, man, watch when I tell you, man. Some people just got it. And when I was watching him practice on defense and OTAs and things like that, and playing man, he just got it. And when it's not hard to play cornerback in the NFL when you're athletic and you have ball skills because you know how to put yourself in position, you know? But even Jalen Ramsey, like I said, man, he's usually on this list. He's usually on the list for the last 2-3 years. He makes the list. But I think my expectations for Jalen Ramsey were set too high. So I always expected something big to come from Jalen Ramsey, 8 interceptions in the season, so on and so forth, right? Also, I'm not sure how the Steelers will use Jalen Ramsey this season. I expect him to play cornerback, but I also expect him to be a hybrid defensive back, playing safety sometimes, playing nickel, and possibly playing cornerback. But if he plays safety, and when he plays safety this season, he will be way more productive than he was at cornerback. I can bet you my bottom dollar on that one, man. I bet you my bottom dollar on that one. So I can't wait to see this season and see these cornerbacks do their thing. Yes, sir. That's the list, baby. That is the list. Top 10 cornerbacks from the season. Let's get to a chat. Let's get to the chat. Man, NA, you still ain't got no name, man. Big son, JC Horn. Yeah, I gave JC, that's another one. JC Horn, man. JC Horn is another one.
Horn.
I gave him a hard look. I think he had 2 interceptions this season. Same thing. His pass defended was pretty low. I think he allowed 40-something receptions, things like that. Everyone is pretty consistent, man. No one really separated themselves or made a big difference than the other quarterback. So it made the list pretty tough. And that's how it goes, man. So moving right along. Oh man, I got to take the mic on this one. Oh man. I don't know if y'all seen or heard, y'all know I just be minding my business, doing my thing, and stuff just pop up in my face. And I have to address it. So here this guy goes again. And y'all can guess who I'm talking about. Man, let me tell y'all. Man, this guy knows how to get under my skin. But don't worry. When he gets under my skin, I will turn him into content every time. Don't worry about it. Ryan Clark continues to speak about players and their greatness, but doesn't have a clue what greatness is or greatness looks like. I continue to tell this man that, right? And I will play the audio with Ryan Clark admitting he is nowhere near great. He admitted him himself. Yes, that's how he feels about himself. I'm going to show you how he feels about himself. He only thinks greatness is what he is told greatness is, right? Now, let me tell you where this is coming from. Fred Taylor brought my name up referring to the Hall of Fame and referencing players being on the line or the brinks of the Hall of Fame, whatever that may be. You know what I mean? So I'm sure Fred wanted to make a good point, right? If he's bringing up the Hall of Fame about himself and then referencing someone, I'm sure he wants to make a good point. Then what does Big Mouth Professor Clark do? Oh, man, what does Big Mouth Professor Clark do? He jumped his big mouth self right in the front of Fred, right when Fred is about to talk, and say, I'm Asante, Mr. Pick Six. They also call me Zunt, as you're going to see, is looking for approval. What is wrong with this guy? You hear me talk about facts and what the facts are. You see what I'm starting to realize, what I realize in this world and this life? A person that is a truth teller in this world is an outcast, and we sit alone. And the truth is not as entertaining as a narrative. So when people go against the majority's narrative and speak facts, we look like the black sheep. People are starting. Now, this is funny right here. This is what's so funny right here. Drees, people
I'm
are
listening.
starting to call Ryan Clark. People are starting to put Ryan Clark in their top 5 safeties of all time because he has visibility on platforms. And you know damn well, Ryan Clark knows damn well himself, he can't even sniff the best 100 safeties of all time.
You say top 5? Somebody say top 5? You say somebody say top 5? Where you see that at?
Yeah, I seen someone. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to start that. But I seen someone put Ryan Clark in their top 5, and he knows he doesn't even have that confidence in himself. He doesn't even think he's a top 100 safety of all time, let alone a top 5. Because he has visibility and he's on a big platform, people recognize him with the safety position, so they mention his name. And you know what I mean. But Ryan Clark, back to you, brother. Ryan Clark, your problem is you're so quick to jump in another conversation when greats are talking about other greats. And like I said, you admitted yourself, you wasn't nowhere near great. Let's hear you.
Asante Samuel was a 4-time Pro Bowler. He was 2-time All-Pro. Yeah. I think he had years of like 10, 9, and 7 interceptions, 51 total.
2 Super Bowls.
Right. Like Asante Samuel was a very good player, right? He's one of the best corners of his era. Deion Sanders is the best cornerback that's ever lived. And I do understand your sentiment, right? When Asante, and it's always hard to have these conversations, right? Because both of those people were better at football than I was.
Y'all heard that?
And it's always hard to have these conversations, right? Because both of those people were better at football than I was.
And he had a lot more to say than that, but that's just to let you know that he doesn't even believe he's great because he's telling me I'm not great. So what does that make you believe? You're not close to Deion, you're not close to me. How do you feel about yourself? And then I think he said that he's not in the stratosphere, even close to these guys as football players. That's what he feels about himself. But back to Ryan Clark, right? You see Ryan Clark, if you sat on the sideline, Ryan Clark, while greats are talking, you would be much better at your job. Fred is talking about players on the line of being in the Hall of Fame. Then you come jump your crazy butt in the conversation talking about I'm looking for approval. Right? Again, this man couldn't see greatness if it hit him in the face. Here is Mr. Ryan Clark talking about, I'm looking for approval.
Right there.
See, but
on the edge of greatness that
depends on who
subliminally you kind of gotta.
It goes back to how we started this whole thing. I ain't gatekeeping that. That ain't for me to decide. I do know what's for me. God gonna bless me and nobody can take that away from me, right? Some of these guys that they're right there on that line, right? Take Zunt, for example, just a few weeks back, the whole Deion Sanders conversation. They went at it on Twitter, and then they eventually did a show together. But Asante, I call him Zunt for all of y'all, his career, people look at him and he doesn't believe people give him as much credit as he
Asante's still fighting for approval.
That bingo. See, you summed it up just like that for me. So, and I think that's what it is. I'm not doing that, right? I know what I brought to the table. I also know that if you give me half of the games that I missed, I'm top 5 all time.
Does it help you, Freddie T? Does it help you that so many of us, though, do it for you? Do you feel like you do it more if you didn't have so many people?
Not necessarily, but what I do find peace in is in my peers. Mm-hmm. I've always said it. The guys that I played against is what truly matters more than the voters, right? The voters have a job to do. There, some little bias here, a little this, there, like there's no real criteria. I get all of that and I've been through it. What matters to me the most is when you can turn on that tape and you can see another Hall of Famer turning down that fire, okay. And then you can see somebody else say, well, Freddie, he was a bad boy. I respect that, and I'm good with that.
So, you hear the part. Asante is looking for approval. Fred is talking about players being on the Hall of Fame, the line of making it to the Hall of Fame. Then, like I said, he come jump his crazy butt in there talking about, I'm looking for approval. What the fuck approval I'm looking for? You, Ryan Clark, would know greatness if it hit him in the face. You know what I mean? He has to wait for someone to tell him that a player is great so he can echo it. He doesn't have an independent mind to see what greatness is. Knowing damn well he has no clue. He just needs someone to follow. Yes, Professor Clark really thinks he knows what he is talking about, but only echoes what he hears everyone else say. Let me teach you some facts, Mr. Ryan Clark, Professor Clark, without any accolades that someone has to give players. That's what accolades are. They are given to players, right? Here are the facts, Mr. Ryan Clark. And let me make this loud and clear for you. Mr. Ryan Clark, I am a record-breaking cornerback with the most interceptions for touchdowns in the playoffs in the history of the game. That's the facts. I don't need approval for that. I'm a top 6 or 7 cornerback in the NFL. Passes defended. Top 6 or 7 in the history of the NFL. Passes defended. Let me help you out right here. Asante Samuel, number 6, all-time passes defended. I don't need no accolades or approval to show you the truth. I did this in my career. These are the facts. You look for someone to teach you to follow. That's what you wait for. You don't know how to read the facts and see the facts. I don't need no one's approval, sir. I'm from Lauderdale. I don't know how many times I got to tell y'all that, boy. I run my own show. I do what the hell I want to do. I don't need your approval, no one else's approval. I'm just going to show you the facts. I'm the last cornerback to obtain 50 interceptions in a 16-game season. Those are the freaking facts, my boy. What approval do I need to tell you the facts? That's your problem. You need to stop being a follower and learn how to be a leader. You know what I mean? It's a lot of problems, a lot of people problems out there like that. It ain't just you. You just a topic of discussion right now. Ryan Clark, you talk with a biased opinion. Nothing factual. You know what they say about the opinions? You just walk around with an ass on you all day because that's all you got. When you could simply bring up the facts, but you scared because you'll look like a fool. I'll make you look like a fool. You scared to bring up the facts, and all you can do is talk about a bunch of hearsay. Oh, he did this. Oh, the eyes and this and that. You a follower. That proves you a follower. When someone asks me about another cornerback or other players, I do my homework to do the research and tell them the facts. You can't do that because you know you're a follower. You will never debate the facts against me or no one else because you can't. You will look like a fool debating my facts. So when you speak my name, make sure you speak my name correctly or speak on my name correctly. I'm tired of you saying all this freaking stuff about me, and I told you exactly what I'm looking for. It ain't no one's approval. I'm showing you the facts. And if you don't want to see the facts, that's your fault. I understand you want to be a biased person. I don't need no one's approval, homeboy. Stop thinking that. And matter of fact, stop including yourself in conversations that you shouldn't be a part of, Mr. Ryan Clark. Stop including yourself in conversations that you shouldn't be a part of. Ryan Clark, let the great speak while you sit back and learn. So maybe you can try to teach someone else how to be great. Because you need to learn how to be great. You don't have no clue or no idea how to be great. You understand that? So sit back and learn and listen and stop jumping your big mouth self in the conversations when someone is teaching you or about to express some things about greatness. Now imagine this, Mr. Ryan Clark. Imagine in your wildest dream. This is your wildest dream that you can ever have. This is the wildest because we know this is far from the truth. Imagine you, Mr. Ryan Clark, Professor Clark, had 40 interceptions when you finished your career in NFL. 40 interceptions. Top 5 all time in sacks. And you were a record-breaking safety. I don't know what record you broke, but you broke a record, right? Would you be a Hall of Famer? Are those Hall of Fame numbers? Is that greatness or is that very good? Would you be just very good if you had 40 interceptions, for 5th all time in sacks and broke records? Remember who you're talking about. I don't talk with my ass. I talk with facts. You know what I mean? Again, you don't have to continue to be a follower to learn who are the top players. You can learn yourself and do your own research, Mr. Ryan Clark. Yeah, I'm on that ass. Pause. You keep speaking about my name and you have no clue. You only know what they tell you. You ain't looked up one thing about me. You don't even know about the games I played. So I don't know what this man be talking about. I'm looking for someone to prove. That man he know how to irritate me. But don't worry, you keep irritating me, Mr. Ryan Clark. I'm gonna turn you into content every time. And I know you don't like it. I know you're sensitive. They tell me out there, every time somebody talk about you, you so sensitive. I can deal with it. I'm built for it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What they talking about in the chat, man? What they talking about?
They talking about, listen, you are great, man. You don't gotta wait for nobody approval because we all see the numbers. You all seen it with our eyes, and you don't gotta even see it. You can go look at it. You can go look at the numbers.
This fool just gets under my skin sometime. And yeah, I let him get under my skin so I can turn him into content. I think Ryan Clark loves to be content at the end of the day. So welcome to being content, Mr. Ryan Clark. All right, Mr. Ryan Clark, there you go. I'm waiting for your approval and you turning into content. That's how we gonna do this. You content, I'm waiting for someone to approve. Who approve I'm waiting on, I don't know. When all the facts is right there in your face, but you're scared to look at it because you done put your foot in your mouth and you look real stupid if you go out there and start reading the facts and everything about yards and balls count all you and so on and so forth. Don't make me start getting crazy on here. I mean, Lauderdale. What the chat, man? They talking about approve. They put a few chats up there, man.
I approve.
Yeah, approve. Yeah, man. We approve. Professor Clark, one thing I say, Professor Clark, we're going to give an update on Junior, man. We're going to find out soon. Well, I'm going to let y'all know soon. We're going to have an update on Junior. But Junior doing all right, man. He back home about 20 minutes away from Pop's house and be chilling. Yeah, man. Junior going to be all right, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. If y'all been hiding under the rock and y'all haven't heard, I know y'all had to see what's going on with Mr. Teddy Bridgewater, man. Dang, this is some craziness. Mr. Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater suspended from Miami Northwestern for allegedly giving impermissible benefits to his players. Oh, man. I can't believe Teddy Bridgewater is being punished for assisting and stepping up for kids who are in need for basic necessities to play football. How can they expect a hungry athlete to be coached properly and they don't have the proper nutrition, Dries? What do they expect? Some of these rules are very extreme to these coaches, man. And Teddy Bridgewater is a volunteer head coach who is volunteering his time and money to pour into these kids, and he has to deal with, what do we call this, Dries? What is this?
So I don't know why he's being punished for doing something good. You know what I mean? That's like you said. It wasn't like he was buying these kids cars and chains and stuff like that. He's making sure they eat, make sure they had rides home, make sure they got physicals and their body healing. So it wasn't like it was like money for no reason. So I don't get why he's getting punished for that. And they don't know that he just changed these people's lives just by helping them win a championship, by making sure that, you know what I mean, that's somebody that actually care for them. These people may not go home and not have somebody that care for them as much as he did or pouring that time into them. So it's a shame that he's getting punished for honestly changing some kids' lives. Because I guarantee he's going to see some kids on that team that he changed their lives. And it's a shame to see getting punished for that.
100%, man. Supporting these kids in their time of need. And, I was a young athlete. I needed a coach to buy me cleats, gloves, pads, all type of things because mama could barely pay the bills, Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, man, some of these rules are very extreme to these coaches and these high schools because I think it's all about control. Every school needs a fundraiser. They need help. But if you have a coach right there that is fortunate enough to help, how can you deny that coach from helping his kids? I needed help while playing. A lot of these kids needs help to accomplish their dreams and try to create a better life. That's what it's about. Like you said, man, he was just providing transportation, food during training camp, along with recovery and some other things that wasn't available for the kids. Guess what? Someone is not going to like that. They're probably like, man, I want to hold some of these black kids, these little black kids back from making it to the pros and stop them because we just haters. That's how it is for real in life, man. They want to put all these stipulations and control on kids, and the majority of these kids, they're African Americans, so on and so forth. So we ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole, but we know how that is. But man, listen, man. At the end of the day, I found out Teddy Bridgewater isn't the only person or the only coach that is going through this, Dries. There is another South Florida coach that was reprimanded from the same thing that Teddy Bridgewater went through. But before we get to that, let's check out Teddy Bridgewater with his kids.
Hey, take a look around the gates. Take a look around the gates. That's what I want us to do. I want all of us to walk along the gates and tell everybody thank you all for coming out, man. When we got the community behind us, Liberty City in Northwestern is a special place. Yes, sir. Understand that. Take notice of what the happened today around that fence. It's gonna be triple that, quadruple that come Friday nights. So walk around and just tell everybody thank you, man. I appreciate y'all. Way to work. I'll see y'all Monday, man. Hey, get better on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
That's so player right there, man. He got he making the kids understand who is supporting them, who are the ones that are down for them. Go show them some love. You know what I mean? Because we need their support. Then for him to be going through this, that is just wild, man. That is wild. That is wild. Let me tell you, my first 3 seasons in high school during training camp, we had to fend for ourselves, basically. Nowhere to rest after practice. Nowhere to rest. No provided transportation. And most importantly, no food. There was no food. We rode our bikes to and from practice in the South Florida heat. And then what do you think happened to some of the players that was riding their bike home? You got 2 practices in one day. You ride your bike home after the first practice. What do you think happened to one of the players riding their bike home? Take a guess, Dries.
Get hurt?
Full body cramp. trying to ride a bike home to get rest, stuck in the middle of nowhere by a lake somewhere, and guess what? He almost didn't make it. Luckily, someone was close by or someone recognized him. They called the ambulance, got him immediate help, and they called to the school and found out he was going through this situation in a full body cramp, right? That could have been a very tragic situation just because of a situation like Teddy Bridgewater is going through. He's trying to provide and help put into these kids, but it's against the rules to provide basic necessities for football players playing a rough,
crazy, man.
tough and rugged game, man. That is crazy, man.
And just to see that the positive impact he just had on those kids, man, make them appreciate every moment, every person that came out, show love. It's more than just like being a head coach, man. It really changing lives right now, and it's just a shame they're gonna try to take him away from that. You know,
yeah. Like you say, the head coach is a leader, man. The head coach is more than just the head coach X and O's. You are the leader amongst men of young men, and like I said, Teddy Bridgewater isn't the first coach in Florida to be investigated for this impermissible benefit situation that is going on. And come to find out, Florida High School Athletic Association is very strict. Like I said, South Florida, very strict when it comes to helping players with rides, meals, necessities. Another coach in school was hit with penalties for giving these benefits, man. Let's check it out, man. Let's check it out. There is recent precedent for the Florida High School Athletic Association punishing programs for players receiving free meals and Uber rides. Last fall, several players at the First Academy, that place already sound rich. Don't sound nothing like what Teddy Bridgewater is going through. The First Academy were found to have received impermissible benefits, including free Uber rides. The FHSAA hit the Royals with a 2-year post-season ban and $36,000 in fine as a result. So like I said, South Florida is under attack. All the athletes are coming out of Florida. What can they do to stop all this money from circulating down here in South Florida and these young African Americans running around with all this money and they can't obtain the money and play the game to get it how we get it. That's what this boils down to, man, in my eyes, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
They actually, like, if you think about it, they actually like kind of punishing the players. You know what I mean? Because just like you said, the team can't even make the playoffs for the next 2 years because they was getting rides home, which is ridiculous. So that team can't even compete for championships. It's hurting the kids as well. They're not just trying to like punish the coaches. You hurting kids.
That's ridiculous. And you know what? The other sad part about it that I'm researching and reading up on this story, what I found out, Teddy Bridgewater is a volunteer head coach, not even getting paid. Obviously, if he's donating his money, right? He don't make a dime. And I seen somewhere he spent $14,000 of his own money on just training camp. Another $9,500 on team trips, probably to football games, big bus rides. $2,200, I think it was, per week on meals, right? I think it was $1,300 on recovery, and then $600 to $700 per week on Uber rides. All this is he's putting this into the kids, and he is getting reprimanded for that. I understand the rules are the rules, but what are the purpose of the rules? You see what I'm saying? When you don't want to just control something or someone, what is the purpose of the rules? And you ask them the purpose, I'm sure the explanation will be something like collegiate football and the NIL deal, and how they had to deal with litigations, and eventually rules had to change. You know what I mean? But like I said, at the end of the day, if a coach is fortunate enough to help these kids with their problems, why not let that coach be a blessing to these kids? You know, the best thing to know is that they have a coach who is doing it strictly for the love of the game and the kids and his community. And it has nothing to do with the money, man. Teddy Bridgewater, man, is using his time, money, knowledge, and everything he gained playing football to pour back into that community. And it's just sad to see that it's going down like this and he's been suspended. But he has that dog in that fight in him. He said before he became the head coach, he was volunteering coaching from the sidelines. If he has to do that again, the Florida High School Athletic Association doesn't want to allow him to coach, he'll coach from the sidelines again. So salute the Teddy Bridgewater, man. All of us out there, we got to support Teddy Bridgewater, and whatever we can do, man, to help. And we got to help, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Teddy Bridgewater, man. Let's see what YouTuber user. What's your name, brother? I lost a friend way back. My homeboy riding to practice died. First funeral for classmate back in the days. I walk nobody ever fed up. Keep it 100. Yeah, man. That walking for practice can be deadly. And I don't understand that. Getting a ride. That's basic necessities as a football player, especially during training camp. But yeah, man, that was a good one today. We went over the top 10 cornerbacks. Man, a lot of cornerbacks that could have been on the list. A lot of cornerbacks probably couldn't have been on the list. And yeah, man, it's only 10 slots. So man, I hear what you remember Deion said. That's why I don't make a list no more. These cornerbacks get mad at me. I can perfectly see how this can become an issue, but especially when there's not much separation from these cornerbacks.
Mm-hmm.
But man, you can say you got AJ Terrell, you got Jalen Johnson, you got Jair Alexander, you got
Jalen Ramsey.
Only Jalen Ramsey, he's getting the Darius Slay treatment. He's being older. My expectations always was through the roof for him. So, I got to let it go somehow, some way. So, we got to the super chat, right? We got to the super chat. Drees?
The super chat?
Yeah, we got to, super chat. Oh, yeah, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
JC Horn. Yeah, man, shout out JC Horn. So, yeah, man, that was Tonight Vibes. Man, make sure y'all send emails, comments, anything y'all want us to talk about. Man, we coming up on this season. Can't wait, man.
Can't wait.
We going up. Hey, we going up. Drees got his sound right. I got my sound right. Hope my picture right. Hey, baby, we getting ready for this season, man. And, hey, it's about to go down, man. So say what needs to be said. Monday Night Vibes. And we'll see y'all Thursday.
Let's go.
And we